Just a reminder, if you're in the back, if you could please silence your conversations so we can get the briefing going. Please silence your cell phones, radios, keep conversations so we can keep forward. I'm going to start off current situational update with night operations. There are no changes in the current management and control objectives.
Good morning. Yesterday's operation, Division Juliet, again, still a priority, continuing mop up, improving that line. Everything held in there, but they were still getting some isolated hot spots, a little bit of group torching, so still needs a lot of attention in there. Moving up high priority, the L1 fire continued to grow. I heard to about 11 acres. They've got it plumbed up there, working it hard, but it's some steep country and rollout continues to challenge that. Moving over into Division R, continued mop up in Division R, getting good depth in there, but still some heat. Division Tango, again, everything's looking good. Continued mop up on the 400-acre slot from 2 days ago. Moving into Division Uniform, we continued firing along 36, Highway 36 to drop point 118. That went successful, carried in, got a lot of good depth. Also did some firing down here on the east side of Dyer Mountain. That started about 11 o'clock last night. They're probably about 3/4 of the way done. There will be a hot swap out there and continue the firing in there and start mop-up operations. Also did some pre-treatment of a repeater site out here and continued scouting and pushing dozer line in that area with Team 4. Thank you and have a safe shift.
Weather, Joe Gosward.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. For those of you who have been here for a while, looks familiar. For those of you who have not been here for a while, we've seen this for about a week now, this smoke just getting trapped over a good part of the incident. But what we saw yesterday was a thinning of that smoke during the afternoon. And when that happened, we saw a whole bunch of plumes go up. So I am kind of expecting the smoke to thin out as the day progresses, somewhat, and that is, of course, going to have an impact moving forward. Now, we do have some thunderstorms back in the forecast for this afternoon. Didn't see a whole lot of activity yesterday. We're not going to see a huge outbreak by any stretch this afternoon. However, do be aware that there are some thunderstorms in the forecast, primarily across the northern part of the fire in the Lassen sector. Now, we put up the matrix because I wanted to point out a couple of the numbers for this afternoon. The one that should come to mind is the 6, the Haynes Index. It is going to be very unstable this afternoon. So if we can somehow get through this smoke, you are definitely going to see some of those towers go up. And just remember, these numbers are averages across a 500,000 acre fire. Adjust accordingly. It's going to be cooler at the higher elevations and warmer in the lower elevations. And the other thing I want to point out real quick, notice Tuesday and Monday, we have red for the winds. This big upper level pattern that we've been stuck in now for a couple of days, maybe up to a week, is going to start to break down. We're going to see an entire pattern shift starting tomorrow. So we're going to see a definite increase in the winds. Not those thunderstorm winds that produce those outflows for an area here or there, but this is going to be more widespread. This is going to cover the majority of the incident. But for your operational period today, look for those thunderstorms to pop up during the afternoon hours, and it really doesn't matter where you're working. If you're at the northern part of the fire and a thunderstorm cell breaks out, you could get those gusty outflow winds tens of miles away. So just be cognizant of that, especially as we start to lose some of this smoke. Things are really going to start to heat up. And again, big changes starting tomorrow. Thank you.
Fire behavior, Brian Newman.
Okay, good morning. So I wanted to remind everyone the fuels and fire behavior advisory is directly behind the fire behavior forecast. If you're new to the incident, please review that to give you an idea of the kind of fuel conditions and fire behavior we've been seeing this year up in Northern California. So just to reiterate, thunderstorms are back in the forecast today, and we expect them to be in that same pattern that we've been seeing out of the southeast, going to the northwest, and primarily building up near the national park. This shift is going to be similar to the last shift that you were here 48 hours ago, where we had those thunderstorms up there, and they would push some outflow winds even all the way down into the Westwood and North Almanor area. And we saw outflow winds that were affecting the fire, even though the thunderstorms were nowhere near the actual fire or near your location. So expect that again today. Any thinning of smoke will allow for increase in activity. This is a fuel-driven fire. All by itself, the fuel is very dry and allows the fire to grow. If you mix that with any other factor, wind or topography, you will see an increase in activity, and you'll see some spotting, and you'll see some significant growth with some plume development. So just be really heads up on that. Brief your crews down to the lowest level to be aware of your location, topographically, fuels-wise, and where the thunderstorms are. So again, we'll be doing the same thing we did last time we had thunderstorms. As the thunderstorms approach the fire area, we'll announce the location, the direction that they're going, the outflow winds, and the timing of that. We're going to announce it to the location that the thunderstorms are affecting specifically, but listen up on it, like we said, because of the outflow winds that can affect you in other parts of the fire. And make sure that's briefed down to everyone's level, and just be aware also, remember, any thinning of smoke can allow for that activity. We saw that yesterday under a heavy smoke inversion. A little bit of thinning, a little pocket of thinning allowed for activity to take off. So as we get into the evening hours tonight, those thunderstorms should start to calm down, and you'll be able to re-engage on a lot of those places in there. Tonight, the humidity is going to recover a little less, especially in the thermal belts. It's going to be a relatively light recovery, especially in those mid elevations in the thermal belt. So expect the fire activity to continue through most of the night with that. The good news about some of this thunderstorm activity is it gives us opportunity for some air operations. So as that thunderstorms start to come into the area, we start to get that thinning air, should have some opportunities to get some aircraft up in there. So take all that in consideration and have a safe shift.
Safety Officer David Sargenti.
Good morning, everybody. So this morning I want to start our conversation about speed. We talked about this yesterday, and I want to make sure we get the entire instance, so we're talking to you guys again today about the speed. One of the things we want to make sure is that we talk with our drivers today before we go on the line and talk about the speed in which we're traveling to our assignment. Particularly on Main Street here in town, the speed limit is 30 miles an hour. So if you could also let your drivers know that and enforce that, that would be much appreciated for the community that we are now working in. Secondly, the traffic control points out on the line. Those folks are out there doing their job, and we need to be respectful of their positions on the incident and provide that leadership and direction to our drivers so they understand that we're going to be respecting those traffic control points and the folks that are out there working those traffic control points. Okay, let's get back into the safety message. Your safety products are on page 7, 8, 9, and 10 today. They include the safety message, the 215A, the COVID check sheet, and the Thunder safety alert that was in the IAP a couple days ago. Utilize those for your tailgate safety briefings with your crews. There are some nuggets in there that you can have talking points and discussion with your crews about. A couple of the specifics I want to talk about today. First is snags. So before we got here, the forest that we're working in was ravaged with the drought that we've had for numerous years, and we had some disease in the trees as well. We introduced fire to those trees, and now we've introduced wind the last few days, and we're going to see more wind coming. So the snags are there. Implement your LCS. Make sure your lookouts are there. Make sure those mitigations are in place so you have a plan of action when you're working within those snag areas. Let's talk about mop-up operations as well. So during our mop-up operations, it's the grind, right? It's the motivation that you guys need to provide as leaders to your crews so that they stay focused on the job at hand and mitigate the slips, trips, and falls that are often associated with mop-up. Finally, the pace for the day. You as leaders and your crews, make crews. With that, we will have 9 safety officers on the line today to support your operation. I'm available in trailer row. Have a great shift.
Good morning. You that are new to us, welcome to the Dixie Fire. So we have their fire set into 2 zones, East and West Zone. East Zone is currently being managed by Interagency Incident Management Team 4. Calfire Incident Management Team 3 has the West Zone. Each zone and groups to fulfill the line. We will do a roll call. The personnel in the Butte sector are reporting down into Butte County, been turned over to the Butte unit, and then the remainder are personnel that are here. We will do the roll call down to the division level. So in the Butte sector, divisions 1, 5, and 7 will be overseen by Tapia, and all divisions by Kennefic. For the personnel that are here, roll call. In the Lassen sector, Bohall. Here. In Branch 9, Monson. Here. Trainee Mitchison. Here. Division Kilo, Alderete. Here. Trainee Cecina. Here. Division Lima, York. Here. And Trainee McTeague. Branch 13 is Hispanic. Here. And Klamath. Here. And Division November and Oscar and Papa are on the line, and Contingency Group English. Here. And Lassen IA will be Rice and Wilburn. Branch 16, Skrabecki. Here. Division Romeo, McClellan. Here. Trainee Cox. Here. Division Tango will be Schindler. Here. Division Uniform, Malovich. Here. Lassen Heavy Equipment Group will be Fetterman. Here. Moving on to the Westwood sector, Norman. Here. Lake Branch, Ryan. Good morning. Division Juliet, Boyce. Chester Group, Morgenstern. Here. Clear Branch will be League. Here. Be a write-in for the 147 group will be the strike team leader off of 9331 Charlie Eves. Let's see, Meadow group will be Hunt. Here. Trainee Carp. Here. Duffy group will be Hostetter. Here. The Westwood group and the Peninsula group will be overseen by O'Neill. Here. Diamond Branch will be Dyer. Here. Coyote group, Pooley. Wildcat group will be Thomas. Here. Janesville contingency will be Gaines. Here. Deputy branch will be Ehrlich. Here. File suppression repair is in the Butte sector will be Derby. Staging will be Montiel. Here. Objectives for today. Lassen sector. We have that Lightning L1 that is about roughly 10 acres or so. They've been fighting that. Tough terrain. That's going to be the number one priority, get that thing buttoned up before it has any spread to it, especially with the upcoming weather events that we've been talking about. Second priority will be buttoning up Division Lima. Third priority, secure the A21 to Westwood. Fourth priority, the line prep at the north portion of the sector. Moving on to the Westwood sector. Priorities, number 1, complete the firing operation that's taken place down in Dyer. That closes the back door to any future incursion of fire into the Westwood community. Second priority, Division Juliet, which we've been working on a long time. Although it's in heavy mop-up stage, extremely important to close that door. We make sure that we hold that. Third priority, Hamilton repeater site, continued preparation and making safe of that site. Fourth priority, opening the hog containment and control lines that were from the last year's hog fire. And the last priority for today is the prep of Highway 36 corridor. All that in preparation for the coming weather and wind events. Okay, thing I want to address is the difference between initiative and independent action. The agency administrators, the IC, down to operations, and then operations to the line leadership to you folks, boots on the ground, is the overall objectives of the incident and the overall accomplishment of our mission. Okay. It's the expectations and the leader's intent from those individuals. That filtered all the way down, and the empowerment all the way down to the troops on the ground, that's initiative. Taking that initiative and making the mission take place. Independent action is the disregard, complete disregard for that direction. We won't accept that. We accept initiative. Field Marshal Irwin Rommel had a very good quote regarding initiative. Don't fight a battle if you don't gain anything by winning. In the absence of orders, find something and kill it. We expect initiative from you folks to go forth, do the direction, take the leader's intent, and fight this thing, and take the initiative like champions today. Thank you.
Air Operations, Matt Stanford.
Good morning. On page 58 and 59 is your air assets. Yesterday, with your good communication in Division West Zone using air to ground and using the East Zone air to ground, enabled us to have up 10 helicopters, 5 tankers, air attack, and we were able to put some retardant on the ground yesterday. We put over 300,000 gallons of water and 20,000 gallons of retardant. So with that being said, look up, look down, look around. The ground's going to be slippery. There's going to be loosened trees, loosened snags, so please pay attention. Today we have available the VLAT, ASM, air attack, and 2 tankers. We still have the over 30 helicopters coming out of 2 helibases. And if you have any medical emergencies, please follow the medical plan. Let's have a good day.
Communications, Kyle Johnson.
Good morning. Today is a clone day, so if you did not get cloned yesterday, please come up and get cloned today. As you see, I broke the fire up into communication zones behind me. The blue zone is zone 51 or group 15. The green zone is group 52, group 14. The red zone, which is the east zone part of the fire, is zone 53 or group 13. I have a picture of the map of this behind me in your IP on page 63. And please only talk on frequencies that are assigned to the incident, assigned to the 205 and the 204. Have a safe shift.
Medical, Kevin Fortney.
Good morning. You're going to find your medical plan on page 65 this morning. At the bottom of the plan, you're going to see the box 8 information. Left side the procedure, the right side the information we need to get you the resources to mitigate your issue. And like I told the guys yesterday, unfortunately we've had to use it and it has proven to work. So please follow the procedure. Your divisions will cover it in the breakouts, but you need to make sure that it's disseminated all the way back to the firefighter level. I'm on trailer row. I still have CalMat between feeding and the comm unit. If you need supplies or you need to see the doctor, and of course stop by and check in with me to report all injuries. My number's at the bottom of the 206 if you have any questions. Have a safe shift.
Logistics, Milford Ferguson.
Morning, Miller Ferguson, Logistics Chief. So today, please pay attention to page 74. That's the hydrants within camp here, or within the city. We have only certain ones we want used, either for whatever reason that you need hydrants. Please use those only ones marked on that page. We'll keep that map in there and all the following IPs for reference on that. Laundry needs, we still need a lot of laundry picked up. We can't get work done in the laundry, that stuff that's coming in, being turned in, so we're losing our workspace. Please go and pick up your laundry if it's completed. And then just another quick note, within all of camp, within the fairgrounds, please no smoking. Please utilize the parking lots. Thank you.
Information, Dan Olson.
Morning, everyone. If you turn to page 68 in your IAP, I've got some numbers pertaining to the incident. Please feel free to use these should you come in contact with the media or general public. Today's acreage, 554,816. Containment is at 31%. And total personnel assigned to the Dixie Fire, 6,554. We are still soliciting for photographs. If you get an opportunity, please bring those by the trailer or utilize the email down below. Lost and found has been established. We have a whole assortment of items. If you're missing something, please come by and pick it up. And mail service as well. And additionally, last item, we have over 28,000 people that have been evacuated or currently evacuated with over 400 in shelters. Currently, we have 11 PIOs out in the field, but you folks have over 1,100 personnel on the line each day. I need you guys to help us by being that face, giving that message, a little bit of empathy, and giving them an update to assist us in making sure that these folks are getting that communication that they need, and we're showing that we care for the community and we're here for them to the end. Thank you.
Okay, a couple of reminders. Unassigned resources over here. The division breakouts will be out there. Cooperators meeting is 0900. Next planning meeting will be 1700 hours. Your next operational briefing will be here tomorrow morning at 0700. Please do not leave until the ICs are done. Thank you. Closing comments, Unified ICs, Billy C., Jay Lusser.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone for all the work and effort they've put in thus far. It's been a long road. We're making progress. I take a lot of inspiration from General Stanley McChrystal, who entered the global war on terror to find that previous tactics did not apply. Their world had changed and they had to adapt. Our world continues to change. We still have to adapt. We have to look at what's going on. Today's a day of opportunity, followed by 2 days of challenge. We want to step forward, take advantage of today, be prepared for tomorrow. And a quote from Stanley McChrystal, "Success is rarely the work of a single leader. Leaders work best in partnership with other leaders." Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Obviously, this base camp's seeing nearly 4,000 personnel. We're expanding rapidly. It's stressing the logistical system here to provide that services and support. We're working extremely hard to get additional logistical support camp established here locally that will be filtering resources over for feeding and logistical needs. Together, we need to continue to gain ground on this incident. Obviously, today is a good day for us. We can move forward and take advantage of that. Make sure you know what your primary mission is, have the alternative mission in place, and make sure that you have an emergency plan to take care of each and every one of you out on the line if things start to go sideways on us. Mother Nature hasn't played nice during the last 30+ days, and it's not going to play nice moving forward. We understand that. We're prepared for that. Be ready to engage when necessary out there and keep moving forward each and every day, gaining ground to get around this. Thank you.
State Charlie strike team leaders, when we're done, please report up to the stage for me. I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, that concludes your operational briefing. Thank you.